My whole life, I wanted to be 6'6" like Jordan. And I remember when the growth spurt first started, my dad broke our bunk bed down, so I had more room.
Decision there by Pierce. Shumpert puts Pierce on the floor. Breaker. Yeah, he also put Pierce on a highlight reel. I had a feeling we'll be seeing that post game.
Iman Shumpert, born June 26, 1990. I decided to do today's feature after a subscriber requested it, but really after seeing a few Knicks players having an insane dunk off, I thought to myself, why the hell is DSJ not playing? He looks healthy, in good spirits, but he gets no minutes. I would have never guessed he would be a washout in the NBA. My next thought was, he'd be perfect in the crossover era with Steve Francis, AI, Jason Williams, etc. Then I thought, man, you know who else would be good in that era, the late 90s, early 2000s? Iman Shumpert. Who he play for now? What? He's not in the league? That's crazy. Immediately, my interest was piqued and I began thinking of why, which led to where we are now. It baffled me, as did DSJ, because leaving college, I thought Iman Shumpert was a sleeper in the draft and had everything it took to be a productive player. Size for the point guard, seasoned in college, leadership personality, and super athletic. If he ends up on the right team, he's gonna be a problem. Keywords, the right team. The Knicks took him with their only first-round pick in 2011, and I thought, oh no!
The New York Knicks select Iman Shumpert. And the sound of most of the crowd. Iman Shumpert is not necessarily the guy that they wanted.
This could either be great or go horribly wrong and typecast this guy for the rest of his career. Still in the era of the big athletic guard, Shumpert was supposed to fit right in, and for these reasons, he didn't. Salute to Malcolm_Goodall for this request. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get it. Quick reminder, the Patreon page is now lit. There, you can get ad-free Stunted Growth features, behind-the-scenes training videos, consulting, and one-on-one conversations with me. Become a patron now and show your support. When I reach 10 patrons, I'll be sending those 10 free hoodies from the merch store. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. Link is below. Enjoy the video. Iman Shumpert is a 6'5" player from Berwyn, Illinois that played the point, shooting guard, and small forward. By his senior season at Oak Park High School, he was a 3-time conference champion, conference MVP, McDonald's All-American, and top 15 player in the country. He chose Georgia Tech over North Carolina and Marquette to play for Coach Paul Hewitt and the ability to play right away. His teams didn't make much noise, only going to the tournament once in his 3 years due to a tough ACC conference and lack of talent. After his junior season, Shumpert decided to give the draft a go, finally, after being expected to stay no more than 2 years in college. Stunt number 1, going to the Knicks. Now, this will not be a Knicks slander session because at the time, I too thought this was a great pick, especially at 17. If you needed a point guard to go into the future with older ones on the roster, there was no better choice at the time than Iman. Isaiah Thomas was the last pick in that draft and became an all-star and MVP candidate, but to be honest, no one expected him to become the player he was before his injury. Jimmy Butler also went after Shumpert, but once again, no one saw it coming that Jimmy would amount to what he is, even had the potential to. Also, if Butler had been taken there, he may not have amounted to what Jimmy is now in that situation. The reason this was possibly the worst situation for Iman is because of a few things. One, the system. The Knicks really had none. With so many coaching changes in his time there, none of the coaches really had time to implement theirs and place players in it that would fit and make it work. It was basically give the ball to Melo. If that didn't work, Amari or one of the older guards, Mike Bibby or Baron Davis, would create a play. This left Shumpert playing totally out of his skill set as a point guard, leader, and space to learn the position at that level. He would basically stand in the corner, waiting for shots, or get his on the wing on a fast break most times. It eventually miniaturized him as a defensive presence and halted his growth. 2. Carmelo Anthony. Still in the prime of his career and the supposed Knicks savior, everything was about Melo. His style of play only benefited Melo at the time. So while he posted up for 8 seconds or faced up for 10, there weren't much opportunity for a player like Shump to shine using his gifts. 3. Linsanity. No one expected Jeremy Lin to burst onto the New York scene like he did, and at that point, he was looking like the next big thing. As a rookie and a personality like Shump or DSJ, if they don't play from the start and lose confidence, they may never get that back. A lot of Shump's minutes were given to Lin in a crucial confidence-building year for Iman. That, along with having so many options at point guard on one roster. Shumpert simply didn't have the space to grow in his time as a Knick, and it typecasted him in a defensive role to other teams and a bit to himself. Stunt number 2, health issues. One of the more underrated cases of man, if only he could stay healthy. Shumpert, in his 9 seasons, has never played a full 82-game season, and 70 just twice. His entire career, I'd argue that he was never healthy, and we never actually got to see the real Iman Shumpert in the NBA. In just his rookie year, on April 28, 2012, in a playoff game, he tore his ACL and meniscus in his left knee and would be out for that playoff and going into next season. 2 seasons right out the gate affected by injury, and the type of injury it was laid the groundwork for his career story. He averaged a career-high 9.5 points that year and played in just 59 games due to prior knee injuries that also forced him out of the dunk contest. He actually received a first-place vote for Rookie of the Year and the only to receive a Defensive Player of the Year vote. Going into year 2, with everything mentioned earlier in his way and now coming back from a brutal injury, he was basically playing to work his way back at that point and to test if his knee could hold up. His production took drastic hits all around, and because of the knee, wasn't as good defensively either. In the next season, he played 74 games, but his production once again fell off, as he looked like because of the injury he was dealing with, he would be a wasted pick for the Knicks, and that's exactly what he was. It's sad because he had the talent to be a lot better, just that situation didn't fit his style nor give him space. On top of that, he suffered such a devastating injury so early that took away a lot of his athletic ability on both ends. He was also dealing with a shoulder injury that cost him time as well. The amount of injuries he went through, I have to salute him for even being able to play through those. Stunt number 3, as if it couldn't get worse. On January 5th, 2015, Shumpert was traded to another situation that mirrored what he had in New York, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dominant wing player that also brought the ball up, best in the game, dominant point guard, and also more injuries. This time to his wrist that forced him to miss 3 months in the 2015-16 season. On top of not being the same athletic player he was and not having experience playing a position I know he would have had more success at if played early, the point, his bad luck continued with his body and space to do his thing. More trouble came every season it seemed, where he was either getting his knee drained or having surgery. On February 18th, he was traded to the Kings, but at that point, it was clear that that first injury, along with bad team fits, was the writing on the wall. He didn't have a productive season on the court or health-wise, maybe ever, and after just 9 seasons, the Brooklyn Nets waived him in 2019. Now, he did have some issues with his game, like being a more consistent shooter and decision making, but I think had he began on a team like, say, Utah at the time, or somewhere he could play right out the gate, I think he would have excelled. All in all, I like Iman Shumpert. I think his game took such a disappointing hit for the reasons above, and had they not happened, he'd be a solid player in the league. He's great off the court and is still living a comfortable life, but for these reasons, as a basketball player, his growth was sadly stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth, and I'm out. Also, visit stuntedgrowth3.com right now. We have some new winter merch for all your fashion needs. We have the Legends Edition package, the Championship Edition, and much more to satisfy your winter fashion. Once again, visit stuntedgrowth3.com right now. Please like and subscribe to this video for more content. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth, man. Let's get it.